Okay, so this week's Raw was the go home Raw for WrestleMania. It literally happened in my backyard, and I decided to not go to it. And it had just about everything. Edge and Christian re-teamed up in one of the blistering three matches of the night. My only gripe about tonight was that there were only three matches. Only three matches. Edge and Christian versus Del Rio and Clay, which is a solid match. I'll give him that. I liked seeing Del Rio work over both Christian and Edge after his group lost. Santino and all of his people for his 8-man tag match versus Gabriel. Good match. Liked it. Thought it worked out pretty good. The cap for that was seeing Kane do the trumpet. The trombone. Sorry, my faux pas. Kane came in. Remember, got all that kind of. Then also you see him just. I almost think that when I have a success at work, I should do that, or success at home. It's like laundry's folded. Yes. And then of course, the other match was a tag match. I like when they use tag matches to take two people who were in different matches at a pay-per-view, put them together. That of course was Morrison and Bryan versus Sheamus and Ziggler. Solid match. I'm really looking forward to seeing what Morrison and Ziggler can do at WrestleMania. That should be what's going to really make their match work. So I get to the very, very opening of Raw. Punk. Now Punk, of course, born and raised in Joliet, Illinois, hop, skip, throwaway from Chicago. The crowd was eating up his promo. And I'm thinking, from seeing Punk and Orton, the promos they've done and the build-up they've had for that match could very easily steal the show. It's got a lot of ground to cover because the promo they did with H and Taker was a fantastic promo. Having Michaels come down, and you can tell in that moment it seemed like Taker has legitimately broken Michaels. And H is like, Shawn, tell him I'm gonna win. Shawn's like, can't. You cannot beat Taker at Mania. Shawn has tried twice, lost both times. This will be H's second attempt. He lost the first time too. H is great and all,
I am the game.
But he's got to try to beat Taker at Mania, and that's just not going to get done. Period. The stuff with Trish Stratus and Snooki, when Matthew said people are calling it Snooki Mania, I'll be honest, I threw up in my mouth. A lot. I am not looking forward to seeing Snooki in that ring at all. I'm not looking forward to Snooki walking down that ring. They better have another Divas match to fill some of the void. If you got time for Snooki, you got time to defend that women's belt. In at least a 4-way elimination match. Something. Getting the other women involved. You can't just have Snooki and Trish, a non-wrestler and a retired wrestler, and not have a match with your other women. Do a Money in the Bank women's ladder match. Just do something with them. Now, covered the 8-man tag match, the little bit that they did with the 6-person intergender tag match, Orton and them, Taker and them. So, what was it like when The Rock showed up in Chicago? The Rock cut a fantastic promo. I'm still trying to figure out why he says, ball that up and then turn it sideways. It's a ball. A ball, by definition, essentially is a sphere. How can you turn a sphere onto its side? It doesn't have any sides. If you take a sphere and turn it sideways, it is still the same dimensions. It's not like it's a rectangle or it's a boot. It is a frickin' sphere. You can turn a sphere any direction you want to. It's going to hurt the same way regardless. So you did a very good job. Then Cena came out. And in case you haven't noticed, the Chicago crowd vehemently hates John Cena. But John, to his credit, came out and more or less did, you know, I do this because I love the business. You hate the fact that kids like me. Who are you to judge me? I will be judged, Rock, but not by you. I was like, yeah, it's really good. They actually, Cena held his own against The Rock in a promo. Then Miz came down. Now, it wasn't until I really heard his song lyrics. One of it goes, say goodbye to the good old days. They're never coming back. Watch the future today. And I'm thinking, if you know about that going into Mania, I don't picture The Rock having an extended stay. I don't. Rock said he might do a match or two, but I don't picture him really being around for that much longer after Mania. We really haven't seen H since like 11 months. Haven't really seen Taker in like 6 months. Those two guys are both, their careers are on the downward spiral. I could maybe see Taker come back for one more Mania match, but the Attitude Era will officially be done when H and Taker no longer wrestle, even a light schedule. So Miz came down, did an okay job. You can tell that The Miz is still a couple steps behind John when it comes to cutting a solid promo like this, and they're both a few miles away from The Rock. Then that led, of course, to the random beatdown. Rock, a little bit of ring rust, I'll give him that. He wasn't as crisp as he should have been for this. Beat up A-Rye and Miz. Then Cena runs in, hits an address on The Rock. Yes, Cena hit a finisher on The Rock. And that's how they end the Raw going into Mania. Great build-up. I would have wished to have seen maybe one more match. The promos were fantastic. The video that they did using the I Can Hear What You're Thinking. It's this beautiful song done on a Spanish guitar. It's from the Thomas Jane Punisher movie. And they kind of showed like the back and forth between Taker and Triple H. And it was a fantastic video for it. So now we're 6 days away from the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Ridiculously solid Raw. Great promos. I would have liked to see one more match. Even a squash match, just a little bit more in a match where only 3 matches. Great to see Edge Christian come back as a tag team, but still I think you need a little bit more. And of course in Chicago they also mentioned the Road Warriors are going to be up in the Hall of Fame. And I'll be honest, I always wish the Road Warriors in their prime could have taken on the other most dominant tag team in wrestling, the Dudleys, but never happened. So anyways, 6 days away and we got Mania.